They got the right one this time. Writer and TV personality Touré had an encounter with a Karen. Priceless. Here it is.
Today I met a woman out at the public tennis courts. She was short. I'm sure she voted for Trump 3 times. I'm sure she would have been there on January 6th, but she didn't have enough money for bus fare. She had about 90% of her teeth and a ski hat on, even though we were playing tennis. But she wasn't playing tennis. She was overseeing her son, about 14, who was playing with a much better older man. I'm at the tennis courts where I go every single day. I signed up to play from 12 to 1, and she's on my court at 12:01. I'm like, this is my court. She's going, no, it's first come, first serve. I'm like, no, there's a sign-up sheet. She goes, no, these are public courts. I'm like, no, I'm here every day. You have no idea of the rules. I do. I live in these courts.
She's a Karen, sir. Karens are above all rules, regulations, statutes. But here comes the husband. All right, what happened next?
She refuses to move off my courts. And then she says, why don't we call the police? Even though she's the problem. So she calls 911. The story is wild. This is all true. After she hung up, she starts arguing somehow with the guy I was going to play tennis with, and her husband comes running out of nowhere onto the courts as if he had run straight in from the set of The Sopranos. Khakis, 6 hairs clinging to the top of his head, black jacket, white turtleneck, like straight from Tony Soprano's crew. He's screaming, nobody yells at my wife. And I think he's going to go physically attack my partner. So I get in his way and I'm like, what do you want to do? And he's like, these are public courts. And I'm like, that's great. We have a sign-up sheet. We covered this already this morning. Like, you guys came late. You can't just take somebody else's court and then physically threaten them.
Respect the sign-up sheet, damn it. We have a protocol to things, all right? Okay, the police did arrive, and luckily for our dear brother, they said, no, this is just verbal, but they also told him he couldn't press charges for them basically calling the police, and there was no need for the police to come. Here it is.
Me and her telling these 2 cops what's going on, and she tells them I physically assaulted her. I was nowhere near this woman. I am certain she smelled, so I was keeping my distance from the beginning of the interaction. I was telling her about herself when she was refusing to get off my court, but I wasn't getting anywhere near her. And other people who were there who saw the whole thing are like, hey, officer, I saw the whole thing. There was no assault whatsoever. They never got near each other. So the officer's like, so it was just a verbal dispute, right? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, no. And they're like, it was just a verbal dispute. And I'm like, okay, so you have learned, you have assessed that she lied when she said there was an assault. So I want to press charges for that because she should not be saying that about something that didn't happen. And he's like, no, it doesn't work that way.
It could if they wanted it to. All right, it's called abuse of 911.
Yep.
And the reality is they made a big something out of an absolute nothing, which is traditional of Karen behavior. But I got to tell you, our dear brother's oration of it was just as good as a video for me. All right, what say you, Wosny?
You know, we want to encourage our government to invest more in these public utilities. It seems like we're losing more and more of these things, you know, public tennis courts, basketball courts, golf courses, for like people to get out and be active. We want to encourage this stuff. It feels like nowadays, most of the things worth doing activity-wise costs so much money. It's just so cost prohibitive for the average family. And we want to encourage more of this. But like, if you're going to have Karens trying to bogart the situation where it's just like, bro, the police have to be called because you want to hog up 2 tennis courts for your kid who's not very good and is probably going to end up playing intramural tennis when he ends up in college or whatever. Like this is not going to be in the right direction, because we want citizens to have positive, experiences on these public utilities, so we can do more of them and do better of them. And I applaud Touré for keeping his cool and keeping a calm head, because those kind of things turn ugly quickly. Yeah. Especially when you have aggressive people and you want to go call your man. How many times has that happened, by the way, Dr. Richey, where somebody called their man and their man got his ass whooped? That's happened so many times in history. Just a guy comes to defend his woman's honor and it's just not his day.
Right. Or there was no honor to defend.
Well, that too.
All right.